Hello. I don't know where my illustrious co-host is, but hopefully he'll be in here pretty soon, along with others, perhaps. Been doing some writing today. I refuse to come on camera until my co-host gets here. How about that? hmm But busy day. I guess I've been up since about 5:30 this morning. I don't know, somewhere in there. Welcome to the show, Shadowhawk.
Well, hello. What's happening?
Well, yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to say, not that it's a big deal, but it is a big deal. It saves me going out to buy one. I had to go get Abby her heart medicine at the
Uh,
vet's place, and I got a free calendar for
well,
2026. So I don't have to
well,
buy
that was
one at
nice.
the dollar store, you know.
Yeah,
And we got
all
puppies and
puppies
we
and
got
kitties.
kitties. Yeah.
There you go.
Or which is, we did puppies in
Excuse me.
2024, we did kitties this year, and now we do both. So that's kind of cool,
All right. Yeah.
that we got a mixture this year. So, well, it'll probably be alligators or piranha next year or something. I don't know.
There you
Uh,
go. Snakes and
I
spiders.
will try and transfer over, from 2024. I didn't really do that in the 2025 calendar, and there were a lot of birthdays that I just missed announcing and everything. But just looking at January of 2024, just the different people that we had on and the different birthdays and just different things is pretty neat. Just we had Andy Smith and Fabio Samoa, I guess, on the Rex Six and Apex show. We had
I, I think it's Shamal. I'm not sure though. I never have been positive on how to.
and what does he do? Do you know?
Uh, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, that's a
Uh,
different. We had a Fabio, and we had I, I should remember Fabio because we, kind of like Fabio the
right.
model back in the day.
I can't remember, but he. I don't. Is he writing? Did you say it was with Andy Smith?
Yeah, that was kind of a weird thing,
Yeah, maybe.
Uh,
Maybe he's writing with Andy. I'm not sure. No, I
uh,
thought Andy had a different guy that he wrote with, that Dennis or whatever. Maybe Fabio's the
right,
colorist or something.
Dennis Turner, I believe, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, so
hmm
maybe Fabio's the colorist or something.
I can't remember, but we had a bunch of different people on. It's amazing. Um,
Oh, I know Dennis.
I mean, we've had a
I
lot of
usually
people on.
remember once I see him again. You know.
Yeah. Well, we had Fabrizio, that does the Hoover character, that was, Turner with the vacuum on his
Well,
head.
yeah, yeah.
We had him on the. Now this is back in 2024. It's been a while. Uh, Hex Allen's birthday is January 2nd. We had Keith Gleason on the 4th. Aaron Lepresti's birthday, 60th birthday back then. That he's a couple years older than I am, apparently, or
Huh.
close to a
Hey,
couple
Larry.
years older. Uh, I
There's
think
Ken Boyd in the house.
I can't tell if these are birthdays or what. I know Glenn Fleming's birthday. We might have had Luke Stone and Mike Barron on, Nicholas Gear, Anthony Gonzalez Clark. We haven't had him on in a while. We
Yeah.
had John's Longbox on and Edwin on, which we had Edwin on yesterday. We had Mark Polton and Richard Embry on. So
Yeah.
I don't know, just all kinds of different people, you know. Eric and Boyd. Hey, Eric. I've been doing a little writing today and feeling better. I've been trying to, rest after the show. I usually have a draw stream on Monday. I know uh, Elsie's, excited to do something like that, but uh, I need to take care of myself first. And apparently, they didn't have Kings last night.
No, yeah, I caught Shane and John streamed last night. Ethan popped in. He said he just didn't feel like doing it last night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that happens.
Yeah, even the best of us need a day off.
No, absolutely. We got some birthdays. We'll get to them here in a moment. But study shows women are more responsive to romance when their stomach is full. What do you say to that, Shadowhawk?
Well,
You think that's right? Are they better on a full stomach?
I really think it all depends on the situation.
Yeah. Well, I can see where, a person's hungry, their mind's going to be on their hunger, right? And not on other things. So it's kind of a no-brainer to me.
Well, that's why I'm saying it depends on the situation. Because, like, with an older person who's a little more settled down or whatever, then yeah, maybe you're going to put a priority on a nice full belly before you want to try some romance for the evening.
That's what the women tell me to do.
When the younger people, when you're out partying and having a good time and stuff, I've never had to, take a break between the party and home to give them a meal. Give them a meal after.
Well, that's what the women tell me to do anymore is settle down. Anyway, keeping the woman hungry in more ways than one, Eric and Boyd says. Yes. Shuri wears the same Black Panther suit from Wakanda Forever in Avengers Doomsday. A lot of talk about Avengers Doomsday. This looks to me, like a character that's had a double mastectomy. There's no sexuality to it at all, Shadowhawk. It's just an all-encompassing suit. Flat chested.
Well, plus she's got very thin arms and stuff. There's really nothing. Nothing attractive, really. It's like a skeleton in a Black Panther suit.
I'm kind of glad. Yeah, bulimic skeleton at that. I'm glad that they're not really doing Hellcat. I don't even want to see what they would do to Hellcat nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, the Avengers Doomsday theory is Doctor Doom is after individuals who make the most branched timelines and chaos for the multiverse. These individuals prevent control, and Doom must hunt them down in order to create Battle World. They would function narratively like the Infinity Stones from the previous Avengers movies. Characters could include Captain America, Spider-Man, Loki, Doctor Strange, and more. That's just a theory, but yeah, it makes sense. I mean, the Battle World, I remember that. You probably missed all that in comics. You probably weren't even paying attention. I think only reason I did is that was around the time around 2015 when Hastings closed out. And I got a lot of those back issues, that covered some of that stuff. I don't know. All the normies who may want to watch a new Marvel movie are going to go, what the F is this sheet? It just sounds like a convoluted mess to me. Yeah, me too.
Oh, God damn.
Kicked himself. Hey, yo, Carrie. I don't think you're wrong with that assumption. I think, if you haven't watched some of the TV shows that were on Netflix or whatever, like Multiverse of Madness or any of that. I mean, who can keep up with it all? That is my criticism with the new James Bond. You know, Spectre is supposed to be the new, and Q, and so none of the classic James Bond comes into it at all. You know, it's all predicated on you remembering through many years the new Bond and how it all fits together. That last Bond movie, I thought, was so, it's like no old Bond, no classic Bond even came into it. It's like a total reboot, restart. And I'm just not. Rare Shadowhawk sighting, indeed. Oh, yeah. Got tabletop.
Christmas Godzilla.
Christmas Godzilla. All right. Well, let me blow that. Wait.
Hold on.
He does what? He says, leave it up there for a minute and let me see. He does the same thing. Doesn't realize.
Hold on.
Okay.
There we go.
Because I can make it a little bit bigger than. Oh, yeah. Got the little Christmas hat on and whatnot. Looks like the Toy Story Dinosaur Rex.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Mama Hawk found him somewhere.
In the store.
Huh?
The Rex?
Huh?
Yes, in the store.
Oh, is that you? Oh, okay. Was he supposed to be the Toy Story one?
No, they had different.
I was just wondering because
they're a penguin and they had.
Okay. Yeah, so apparently he wasn't like branded as Toy Story or anything, but he does look like Rex.
Yeah, he did to me when I blew it up. The last Bond movie sounded weak, so I passed on it. I did too. I hadn't seen it, and I mean they kill off and try and replace him with that black female Bond. I passed.
Oh, yeah.
Even the one before that, I was like, totally, because it's all predicated on just the Craig era, and I can't keep up with it all through the years. It's not that important to me. I mean, the first Bond that he did was the best, Casino Royale, the most Bond he ever was. But all
was that the blonde-haired
missed
guy?
the mark a little bit for me.
The guy with the blonde hair that took over at some point.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
I stopped watching back then. I was like, that ain't Bond. I ain't gonna watch it.
Yeah, I mean, Casino Royale being an old, you might enjoy that. I mean, especially the scene I remember vividly where he's going to have a heart attack and he has to jumpstart his own heart. I forget. Maybe they slipped him something in his drink or something. I don't know, but it's he's almost going into cardiac arrest. I do remember that. That was pretty intense. But
there's a much cooler version of that story with Jason Statham in it as the main protagonist, and it's called Crank.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he basically gets his heart stolen by a cartel. Yeah, he gets his heart stolen by a cartel. And he gets
I remember that.
He gets an artificial one. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That's a fun movie. There's actually Crank and Crank 2. They're both pretty good.
Yeah, I think I've got both of those actually. At least the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a couple of days the Avengers Doomsday trailer drops. It's a minute and 25 seconds. So we'll see if it's any good. It's going to have a bunch of stuff in there. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari premiered yesterday in Berlin in Germany, 1920. Have you ever seen that, the Cabinet of
Caligari?
Caligari.
Vincent Price, I think, did or am I thinking it was something else?
No, this is Conrad Veidt. He did some talkie. He did a a great talkie
What's
movie we're going to see called Nazi Spy, I believe.
what's
Man,
the one
the
with
man
Vincent
who
Price I'm
laughs
thinking of?
for Universal, I think. The Man Who Laughs. That was the
Mm.
Joker was kind of based on.
Mm.
That Bob Kane kind of took from, because his mouth was cut into a grin. They would do that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those movies that they didn't know whether they were going to make it a talkie or make it a silent movie. So they did a musical score to it, and the reason that they didn't, Conrad Veidt really with that prosthetic mouth with the teeth and stuff really couldn't have acted right, so it wound up being a silent movie, but with a musical score.
Wow, yeah.
Spider-Man Brand New Day and Vision Quest will reportedly set up Avengers Secret Wars. It's just getting so convoluted.
They're just following. They're just following all the old maxi series and crossovers that they did from back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And 80s.
John,
Secret Wars. I mean, not that good.
No, I mean, not that good.
Really, for me, Secret Wars, the biggest part was. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me, you need to get off that phone. Your mama know you at school.
Please.
Oh, sorry, I turned it up. You went over there. Sorry, I forgot to turn it back down.
Sadie Sink, what a name, will play Jean Grey in Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Secret Wars. Sadie Sink. Did I say that right? Let me see here. Sadie Sink. Sadie Sink. What a name. Sadie Sink.
Is it Sadie?
It's spelled Sink. Well, Sadie.
The first name, Sadie. That's Sadie. Now, I can't see what you're reading, so I don't know.
It's probably Sadie, yeah. Let me take this down. I'll back up and see. Sadie, I believe you're probably right.
Yeah.
Sadie
I had a
Sink.
dog named Sadie.
Still a weird name.
Mm-hmm. Sadie is not a weird name. My dog was named Sadie.
I don't remember her in anything, but here's her picture. Mike Walters in the house.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I don't know who she is. She looks young. She's probably new. She's probably been in newer things.
Yeah, I
Phoenix
don't know.
action.
Yeah, she's gonna play the Phoenix.
Well, that was what they were showing there. Yeah, I didn't care for that hairstyle and costume too much that they showed in that first picture. Looked like her hair was too short for Jean Grey.
Yeah, somebody put that in there.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The short one that I did. Yeah. I remember the Phoenix that was in Excalibur, though. She had short hair.
Oh, yeah. Well, she had the butch haircut with the rat tail on the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is too short right there.
Yeah, that's terrible. Jean is supposed to have nice, long, flowing red locks. But John Byrne used to go.
You'll see. Douglas Fairbanks Jr., born today in 1909, over 95 roles, and all kinds of stuff. Big friend of Charlie Chaplin's.
Mm.
He unfortunately, died of cancer, I believe. But I mean, so many people just lived to the hilt back then, in the early Hollywood. Here is your lizard representation from 1959, The Great Behemoth, a great Ray Harryhausen movie.
Well,
Here's your lizard representation for today, Lorenzo.
there you go. Freaking Dave Pluticus.
It could have been, Eric. It could have been AI, you know.
Or an ichthyosaur.
Absolute Batman number 15 releases tomorrow. I think this might be some of the covers on there. Why do they have to do so many covers?
To milk you for all of the money they can.
I guess.
What do we got there? Oh, just a dozen. That's fairly calm. It's only 12 different covers. Why not?
Absolute Joker, I guess, making his debut. I don't know.
That's a year's worth of monthly titles if you buy every variant. You just bought a year's worth of floppies.
Yeah, and they're probably, I don't know what it's going for. Let's say it seemed like it had a small cover price because I saw a number 1. Let's say $2.99. That's still a lot of money, you know.
That's still 3 times 12 is $36.
Yeah.
You do that 12 times in a year because they're gonna do at least 12 every time, right? So yeah, they're selling you like 12 years worth of books all in one. But they're not because it's just covers. There's no difference on the inside.
Here's something to make you feel. Here's something to make you feel good for the holidays. And James Stewart, you know, he had just gotten back from World War II, serving in World War II. And I think James Stewart is the most highly decorated veteran of Hollywood, actually. But he does a scene in A Wonderful Life, which is 1946. He actually broke down during the prayer, you know, when he's praying. As I said these words, I felt the loneliness. I broke down sobbing. So all that kind of come rushing into him as he prayed that prayer on the bridge, you know, God help me, you know, show me the way, oh God, and all that. And he actually was, it just kind of overcame him, you know, and I can imagine it was, he was probably glad the war was over and he was back in America, and, you know, all the stuff he had seen, you know, it just made it very memorable. Beverly Hills Cop was #1 movie on the box office in 1984. It ran today. It was the first of 13 straight weeks on the top. That was a big movie for a while.
Yeah, yeah, that was a big one. That was when Eddie Murphy was in his prime, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's when he was in his prime. So apparently, and I actually reposted this, believe it or not, I didn't notice till now, from Gail Simone. In March, Uncanny X-Men number 25, the X-Men versus the Legion of Monsters.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So you might want to watch out for that one. Here's Wolverine up against.
How about now? Did you just hear? Did you just hear who you said was showing that?
Well,
what was the name? Yeah, Gail Simone. I will not read, purchase, touch anything that person is associated with.
Okay. That's fine. She says a story I wanted to see since I was a kid. All the classics drawn.
And she probably wrote it. It's going to be fucking horrible, Rex.
Okay. I mean, I don't know who wrote it. I just thought I'd report on it. 30 years ago today, this week, Happy, in 1995.
If you don't know anything about Gail Simone, just trust me.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I know Ethan talked about Gail Simone, and yeah, I mean, that's where I learned about Gail Simone. Now you're going to have to help me with this. You're gonna have
Okay.
to help me with this name, okay? Because you know all things Godzilla. 30 years
can try.
ago today, in 1995, Godzilla versus Destroyer was
Destroyer.
released.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Released in Japanese cinemas 30 years ago today. Destroyer. Okay.
Yeah, and apparently they didn't want to call him Destroyer, so they just called him Destroyer with a Y-A-H. Destroyer.
On this
But he
day
was
in
actually pretty powerful.
1969, Frosty the Snowman aired for the first time on CBS. I probably watched that when it first aired in 1969.
What year?
I was young, but I
Oh
probably
no,
watched.
yeah, I may have seen it at 2 years old and just don't remember it, but I know I saw it not too long after that.
Elena Omar, you know that pals
Not
around with
Ilhan
AOC.
Omar. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She says in her own Somali language, the U.S. government will not only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do, they will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders. She needs to be impeached. I'm sorry. You know,
Oh, dude,
she's
that's a
not
quote from a
keeping her
couple of years ago.
Huh?
That's a quote from a while back that they just dug up. She was telling that shit to the Somali leaders. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
Gail
today.
Simone used to be good in the early days. Yeah, I've read some of her
Yeah,
early stuff
way back when.
way back.
But apparently, the government's moving in on old Ilan today, and they're initiating deportation on her. They're
I hope
starting the
they do.
paperwork to get her kicked
I
out.
hope they do, Shadow.
Well,
She's
they busted her in all kinds of illegal immigration shit already, dude. She married her own brother. She's got like all kinds of like campaign finance issues. She's a goddamn criminal.
You bet. And so is, I mean, there's a rat pack out
Well,
there.
her whole fucking gang she runs around with are all criminals, and let me see,
Yeah,
they all belong to one specific group.
yeah. Hmm.
A big group. I
Well,
forget what they're called exactly.
hopefully, if you stomp on one, then perhaps the others will go and kind of pull back a little bit. We'll see.
I'm worried about it being more like a Hydra. You kill one and 7 more pop up.
Yeah, could be. The 80s classic Scarface was released in U.S. theaters today in 1983.
Yeah, great movie.
That must
Well, I don't know if it's great, but it's a lot of fun.
Say hello to my little friend. Here's you a tip for the holidays, and I won't even play the holiday music that goes with it.
No.
Pretty simple. No, you want me to play? I'll play
I'm
music.
teasing. I don't care. I don't care either.
No, I'll play the music. Key it up.
Oh.
So very simple to make here. Freeze them, and then there you go. You got it ready for your hot chocolate.
What was
Pretty
that?
cool, huh?
Was that a whipped cream can? You just squeeze it into the. Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what they were squeezing into the spoons. It was kind of choppy.
Okay, here we go again then.
Okay.
Dream Whip or whatever.
Yeah, and it's just a can of whipped cream. Okay.
Yeah. Refrigerate.
Wow, that's a cool idea. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I'm going to have to do that because we'll do that for Christmas or something. That's cool.
That's easy, especially if you have people over, right?
Hold on. Go ahead, Rex. I'm going to tell Rosie about this real quick.
Okay. Yeah, easy to mix, especially if you have party, have many different people over. This is disturbing. And I don't know if it's going to be in America. I assume it is. This is translated from Japanese, the posting, but it says new product out, and I've tried some of the weird flavors. Pringles Pearl limited edition. This looks almost unedible. I don't know. I mean, look at that. Would you eat that? I don't think so. Pearlescence on your Pringles. Doesn't look like anything I want to imbibe on. Of course, Pringles probably not the healthiest out there. Yesterday was David Carradine's birthday. Over 230 rows, including Target feature film debut, TV Shane, The Long Riders, Bound for Glory, TV's North and South, and American Tale, Kill Bill, and of course, Kai Wan Kane on TV's Kung Fu, and Kung Fu the Legend continues. So yesterday was his birthday.
No, Rex froze.
No, I'm not froze. I'm just finding my next thing to talk
You just
about.
look frozen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just look
You
frozen.
got me and Mama. I got off into a rabbit hole about freezing marshmallows and whipped cream.
Chocolate.
Yeah. I mean, if you have, people over and you have to have several little things, for party, that would be great to do, just.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, I don't know. It might be common to some people, but that was the first time I've seen that with like whipped cream. And then, you freeze it like that. That's pretty cool.
First look at the Showa Godzilla popcorn bucket, Shadow.
Hey. Oh, I saw this earlier. It's not going to be worth no $100. Sorry, man.
I don't know who set that price for like the Galactus and all these others at $100, but that's just crazy.
Do you see a price tag anywhere on this one?
No. I mean, you're probably right. It's probably going to be $100, but who wants to pay $100 for? This doesn't even look like it would be.
Popcorn bucket, dude. And I'm never going to put popcorn in it. You know me. There's no fucking way I'm going to put popcorn in it. That's going to devalue it right on. Butter and crumbs and all that crap in there. No.
Yeah, try and get that out of there, after it's been put in there. Can I have a bucket
good luck.
without the popcorn?
30 years later, it's like some kind of mutated mold.
Mm-hmm.
Can't sell that to nobody.
We're kind of behind on the birthday. So Wally Cox, born December 6th, known for TV series Mr. Peepers, 1952 to 55, Hollywood Squares, and in the unfinished film Something's Gotta Give, the last film of Marilyn Monroe. He passed in 1973, age 48. But now, he was also the voice of Underdog, right? There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Underdog is here.
Uh-huh. You remember Wally Cox.
Pretty, what was her name? Pretty Polly.
Pretty Polly something, yeah.
Yeah, she was like the reporter or something, right? She was supposed to be like Lois Lynch.
Right. Uh-huh. Also on December 6th, Agnes Moorehead, 6 decades in radio, stage, film, and TV, best known for TV series Bewitched from 64 to 72. And she was in Citizen Kane. Remember, she was Kane's mother that he was taken away from. You remember that? He was in Cade, 1959, and Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. Anyway, she died.
That's a crazy movie, dude. Yeah, Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte is It's a psychological horror, dude. It's badass.
Well, she looks like she could do psychological horror, you know.
And, she's horrifying me as we speak.
Yeah. Well, she was great as Samantha's mother, the
Esmeralda.
witch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Esmeralda.
Rod Cameron, born December 7th, 1910, film and TV roles from the 1930s through the 70s, played cowboys and tough guys. In 1960, the tabloid media had a field day when Rod divorced his wife and married her mother. Wow.
Whoa.
Passed in 1983 at age 73. I remember him in a lot of stuff.
You must have had one hot mama, dude. Holy shit.
I guess, yeah. You might recognize
Oh,
his,
I remember this dude.
Yeah, you might remember his face. Yeah.
I've seen him in movies and stuff.
He was in a lot of stuff. Yeah. He had a lot of roles.
I've seen him. I know that dude.
And I couldn't let this one go by because, I mean, he did so much voice work, and it's sad that they don't even put that in here. He did like the Joker of the 1960s in the animated series. Ted Knight, born December 7th, 1923, originally a puppeteer and ventriloquist. Say it for me. Ventriloquist. He is remembered today for his TV role on Mary Tyler Moore from 70 to 77 and Too Close for Comfort, 1980 to 87, passed in 1986 at age 62.
And Caddyshack.
Yeah, I mean, Caddyshack would have been one of the last things he did, right? When did Caddyshack come out? If he died in 86.
Oh, Caddyshack came out in 78, 79, something like that.
Oh, was it back in the late 70s? Okay.
I think it was late. At the latest, 1980, I think, because it was. Yeah, it was definitely after Saturday Night Live had already started. Yeah, maybe 1980. It might have been 80.
Polly Purebred. No, that's Pure
Polly
Heart.
Purebred. Was sweet Polly Purebred.
Was it?
Purebred.
Was it?
Yep.
Was it Purebred? Okay. It's made up.
She was a dog. Rex. Purebred.
Oh, okay. All right. Yesterday would have been Sammy Davis Jr.'s birthday, born in 1925. Davis once said, "My talent was the weapon, the power, the way for me to fight. It was the one way I might hope to affect a man's thinking, battling cancer." He passed in 1990 at age 64. Sammy Davis, one of the Rat Pack.
And he's the Candy Man, baby.
He started like
tail stab
him with the goatee just lays me, you know.
He had a glass eye too, just like what's her name?
Yeah, in the 50s he lost his eye, and forget how that happened, but he,
but he
started out in vaudeville when he was 4 years old. Also born yesterday, one of my favorite comedians from back in the day, Flip Wilson, born in 1933, remembered for his TV appearances during the late 60s and 70s, and for his own TV show, The Flip Wilson Show, which ran from 70 to 74. He passed in 1998 at age 64 from cancer. That's sad because he was a talent.
Yeah,
loved him on. Wasn't he on Laugh-In?
I don't know if he was a regular, but he was on there quite a bit. Yeah, he used to pop up all over the place too, like in different sitcoms and TV shows. Laugh-In for sure. I know he was on there at least a few times.
Yeah, that's where I first saw him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And today's birthday people, Red Fox, born in 1922, top nightclub performer. He also recorded more than 50 LP records. But he's best remembered for Fred G. Sanford on TV's Sanford and Son, which ran from 72 to 77. He passed in 1991 at age 68 of a heart attack.
Yeah, I got to see him in, I think it was 1990. We took my mom to
Really?
Vegas for one of her last trips, and he was at the Tropicana. The crazy thing was, the Tropicana was scheduled to come down that following January. We were there. It was the worst time of year to go. It was like August in Vegas. It was hotter than fuck. But it was cheap. But so yeah, they tore the Tropicana down, and I think it was just a couple of months later when Red Fox died.
Wow.
But yeah, I got to see him. I got to see him do stand up live, dude. We had a table right up against the stage. He came by and fucked with us. It was awesome, dude. It was an amazing show.
I've heard some of his stand up, and they could get pretty raunchy.
Oh, dude, he was totally blue, man. He did not pull any punches when he was on stage.
No,
but,
he
the first thing we got in there, we sat down. We were right against the stage, right, little two top table, me and the wife. 5 minutes before Red is due to come on stage, she goes, "I gotta go to the bathroom." I'm like, "Get back here before he gets on stage. If not, we're gonna be, fucking in his sights the whole fucking night." And sure enough, she comes strolling back in about 2 minutes after he gets on stage. She sits down in the chair and everything, and Brett immediately stops the show, looks down at us, and goes, "Yeah, you decided to join us. So, you two married or just fucking?" That was the first thing. After that, the rest of the show, he'd take a minute every, 12, 15 minutes or so, look down at us and crack a joke at us or something. I'm like, "All right, we got you. Sorry, dude."
Yeah, he was. I mean, they were doing that back. There's stand up like that back in the 60s and 70s. He wasn't the only one.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that was a time where.
Oh, it was a great time, man.
Well, I'm just saying that was a time that I think that was their way of pushing back on the system. I don't know, but it was like, wow, that was like, you just don't say that anywhere in society, and
no, dude,
but
well, it
in the
wasn't funny.
nightclubs were where you heard it all, it's wow.
Well, that's what comedy is there for, though, right? Is try to kind of push the boundaries and this, that, and the other. You look at like George Carlin, Richard Pryor, we were just talking about Eddie Murphy earlier. All the good comedians, they didn't shut it. I mean, there's a few good ones that don't work blue, but not many.
Yeah, I mean, Richard Pryor was kind of like that too. Bill Cosby back in the day, he could set your ears on fire with his nightclub.
Well, he didn't. Routine. Yeah, but he didn't really use any curse words or anything. He told some kind of risque stories a little bit, but he didn't really, he wasn't saying the F word and shit like that.
Yeah. Red Fox was like, take no prisoners with him.
Yeah,
I'm
Red
glad
Fox
you got to see him
right.
So you got to see him right before he passed away.
Oh yeah, I got to shake his hand when the show was over. He leaned down, and shook my hand, and stuff. It was cool. It was a great show. I was happy, and I was mad at the old lady at first, for being late, because I was like, "Oh, we're gonna be a target all night." And then by the time the night was over, I just had so much fun, I didn't care. So.
Yeah. Today it would have been.
That was a great Vegas trip.
Today would have been Kirk Douglas's birthday. He lived to be 103 years old.
Yeah, Kirk. That was a tough dude, man.
He played in the 40s, 50s, 70s. Remember for his serious dramas, appeared in over 90 films and was known for his explosive acting style. Films like Champion, 1949, Lust for Life, 1956, and Spartacus, 1960. Passed away in 2020.
Spartacus.
I am Spartacus.
Well, and he did. What was it? No, I'm thinking of the other guy. That's not Sergey. Never mind. I got him confused for a second with another legendary tough old bird.
You know, he was, his autobiography was a ragman's titled The Ragman's Son. I had that. I don't know if I still do, but he's from Russian immigrant, stock.
Well, yeah. Well, so was my dad. So my adopted dad. Anyway. I don't know about the real one.
The Fantastic Four First Steps has garnered 4.9 million views in its first 5 days of streaming on Disney Plus, the lowest debut of any MCU movie.
Oh God! I thought you were gonna say that was good because I don't know what's good on stream. Yeah, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Only 4.9. Wow.
Yeah, in 5 days. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the lowest.
That can't be good.
No.
I mean, I don't know how many subscribers Disney has left anymore, but that does sound low.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to see that in one showing, in one day. You should get that.
Well, you would think, yeah. I mean, like with as many subscribers as I think we had. I mean, again, I don't know the recent numbers, but if they still got anywhere near the numbers they used to have, you would think it would be up around 80, 90 million people that watched it already.
Yeah.
Not 4.9. That's wow.
No, not after 5 days. You would think, so I don't know what I mean.
I don't know. Maybe it just got badmouthed so much nobody was watching it.
Yeah.
I watched it. It had its moments. The special effects were pretty good. I mean, I liked what they did with the retro, quad car and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Galactus finally looked cool. First time ever they pull off a good Galactus. I wasn't pleased about the Silver Surfer thing, but whatever. It's they're going to do what they do. But overall,
I've got a movie idea for you: Godzilla versus Galactus. Make it happen.
That ain't fair.
Yeah, Galactus would kill your little lizard, I think. Although, how do you kill a basically they've made him immortal, even though they've killed him more than once in the movies. He keeps coming back. I mean, he's got where he can regenerate almost like Wolverine from one cell.
Well, also his new origins now with, since he's been through so many companies and so many iterations, is that that's his whole purpose, is that he's like an earth spirit. He's here to protect the earth. And, if he happens to wipe out Tokyo and kill, 1 million people, that's just the cost of the earth staying alive.
Collateral damage. Yeah.
Right. Godzilla's not going to go down easy, dude.
Collateral damage in the greater war. Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm. So I mean,
60 years
and
ago
Godzilla
today,
can absorb energy and reuse it, right? Now with his new power, so if Galactus blasts him with energy, Godzilla can just blast it right back at him.
Yeah, I mean, basically they made him too strong, I think.
Yeah, he's like the Superman of kaiju now. He's like pretty much unstoppable.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you can't kill him, I mean.
Well, I mean, they've tried every different way they could.
Huh?
I said they've tried to kill him every way they could think of, but so far,
well, I mean, I think it's funny they actually killed him off with that oxygen deprivation thing in the very first movie, but they brought him back since he was so popular. They should have known it would probably be popular and you'd want to bring him back, but I guess they weren't thinking ahead.
Well, see, that never made any sense, though, with the oxygen deprivation thing anyway, because he could live underwater for 50 or 60 years at a time. So he doesn't care about that. He's obviously breathing underwater.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, he's not holding his breath for 75 years, right? Just
Right.
saying. Even a blue whale can't do that.
No. Charlie's Brown Christmas made its television debut 60 years ago today in 1965.
No, that's another one I've been watching since I was just a baby.
And I just watched Wizard of Oz not too long ago. Margaret Hamilton, born today in 1902, forever remembered for the Wicked Witch in the classic film Wizard of Oz, 1939. But she also continued acting in numerous projects until she developed Alzheimer's. She passed in 1985 at age 82. And of course, I remember her commercials from the 70s for Maxwell House.
Yeah, I was gonna say she did some kind of really big commercial thing.
Uh-huh.
Maxwell House. Okay, I was thinking for some reason. No, that's the other lady. I was thinking of that Palmolive or whatever. You're so tuned.
And she really didn't want to play the witch. She was going after different,
She was probably trying to be Glinda.
yeah, I think she
Sometimes
was.
good witch.
Yeah.
Sometimes she was bad. That's why you shouldn't be a witch, because you never know what you're gonna be. A witch, a witch, who's got a witch? How do you know she's a witch?
On this day, 28 years ago, Spawn the Eternal, I guess the game was released in North America in 1997.
Mm.
I never got to play that, but it looks dope.
Was it PlayStation? I think it was. Or maybe not. I don't know if I... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I played this one. Okay. I recognize it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, Spawn was... the movie, everything except the comic book back then was very disappointing. It was like super hyped. It was supposed to be this amazing, great thing. And the video game was decent. The movie was... I don't know. And like we were talking the other night, we'll probably never see a Spawn movie unless some studio takes a chance on Todd.
Yeah, I mean, what's the hang up? Is he just wanting creative control?
I think he wants to fucking direct. I mean, he wants everything. He wants complete control over the story, and he wants to direct it. So
I thought you would found that. I thought I think you'll probably appreciate this because you're into music. A creative metal drummer created from old mechanical pieces. Let's take a listen.
Cool.
Make sure the voice, the sound is up where you can hear it real good. Little fella's taking off.
No, I gotta blow this up.
Now you can't tell me that you're getting all that sound out of this. Come on, man.
No, it's obviously that's a soundtrack, Rex. That's just a what do you call it? A weather vane.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's pretty neat. When weather blows, the vane blows.
Yeah, it's still cool. It's cool that he sits there and plays. But yeah, he got to be hooked up to like an electronic drum kit or something to get all that stuff.
There's no way all that sound's coming out of that little thing.
It's cool, but
it is cool. Yeah, that somebody would do that. Probably put it on their mailbox, So apparently, in the main teams in Avengers Doomsday, you get Yvonne Belova, Bucky Barnes, Sentry, Ghost, USA Agent, and Red Guardian. And in the Avengers, you get Captain America, Thor, Falcon, Ant-Man, Shang-Chi, and Loki. How is Loki an Avenger? Anyway, and the X-Men, you get Cyclops, Mystique. Mystique, come on, really? Is she reformed? Nightcrawler, Beast, and Professor X,
Apparently.
Magneto, and Gambit. Fantastic Four, of course, all the Fantastic Four in
No
Wakanda.
Wolverine, eh?
Namor's going to be in the Wakandans, so that guy looking.
Oh my God.
I don't even want to.
And no Wolverine. You got no Cyclops.
Now Blade
Yeah, no.
Blade will be in Avengers Doomsday, apparently. I guess Snipes is going to renew renew his, I mean,
Yeah, that's been a crazy debacle too. They've been talking about doing a new Blade movie for years now, and they had a guy lined up, and then something happened that the script wasn't up to snuff, and then they lost the director, and then they lost the guy that was going to act. And then Wesley Snipes got pissed off because he was like, "I'm still in fucking superhero shape, you motherfuckers." And he started raising hell.
Today's the 34th anniversary of Star Trek 6.
Which one was that? The Search for Spock, or is that the one with the whale?
Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, that's the one where they save the whales. That was boring.
No, I thought that was the fourth one, but maybe not.
Well, I might be wrong. I'm not
sure. I thought it was the fourth one. Yeah, because remember Spock from New Genesis, and when they go back in time for the whales, he's got that white bandana over to cover his ears. I don't know.
So the whales were before the Search for Spock, is what you're telling me? Hey, Elsie. So you're telling me the whale one was before Spock died?
No, I'm saying that the whale one was right after Spock comes back to life, which was the third one. Because he's still dressed in like that white robe and everything on that Undiscovered Country.
Okay, well,
the whale one. Yeah.
I'm saying I thought the whale one was the Undiscovered Country. That's where I'm getting confused.
Hey, RJ Williams in the house, and Elsie's in the house.
Hey, RJ. Hey, Elsie. Good to see you, buddy.
Today is Judy Dench, I guess, Dench. Her birthday.
Dame Judy Dench to you, mister.
91 years old. She, played all the Bond movies is where I know her from. She
was, what was it? Q.
Yeah, M.
Was she Q?
Yeah.
M. Yeah.
M. The main one. The main. Yeah. 91 today.
She's still kicking him.
David Brink in the house saying hello, friends.
Howdy, Genuine Dave. Good to see you, brother.
You want some genuinely good comics?
Go to Genuine Comics.
He's got them.
Yeah, he does.
Remains of glassy brain tissue belong to a Mount Vesuvian victim. Usually the brain is the first thing to deteriorate, but in this case, kind of like Pompeii, that's remains after a brain tissue.
Oh, it got flash fried and like solidified.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That must have been hot, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. Looks like melted plastic, doesn't it?
Yeah. Looks like you dropped a Darth Vader into a pan of oil for French fries or something.
Yesterday was the anniversary, December 8th, 1984. Okay. The series finale of Captain Kangaroo aired, began in 1955, ran for 29 seasons and 6,090 episodes. I
Wow,
know you didn't watch much
a
of it,
lot.
but I did.
What? I watched a ton of Captain Kangaroo. What are you talking about?
Did you? Mr.
It
Green
was
Jeans
probably
there.
it was probably reruns by the time I was watching them. But yeah, I saw lots of Captain Kangaroo.
It's amazing that, it was running from 1955. I mean, 29 seasons, 6,090 episodes. That's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah.
Today is
I
Michael
think of the other
Dorn's
one.
movie. He has more appearances in Star Trek than anyone, apparently. Michael Dorn's birthday. He played
Really?
Worf. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's like one of the few characters that got carried over from like series to series and shit.
Uh-huh.
Because like they
Uh-huh.
ended Next Generation, and I think they put him back in for like Deep Space Nine, and they brought him back again for what? And, like, yeah, he's had a pretty varied career with Star Trek. Be right back.
December 1979, Star Trek The Motion Picture became the first film promoted with a McDonald's Happy Meal. How about that? There's some Star Trek trivia for you. Now you know who she is. She's the one who's got that muscular issue I told you about. Now I'm confused. Sudden Impact starring Clint Eastwood premiered in theaters 42 years ago. I think I went to see that in 1983. 42 years ago. Wow. Dirty Harry is at it again.
Yeah, I saw that one at the drive-in.
Did you? MC
Yeah, that was
Hammer
the
released
'80s.
Adams.
The '80s were my driving days. Dude.
MC Hammer released Adams Groove 34 years ago for the Adams Family movie, I guess.
Oh,
1991.
okay.
This is funny. Scooby Doo Gang meets Jerry Reed, 1972. That's just so wild, from Jerry Reed, of course, from music, but, he would later on go on to do the
Smokey and the Bandit.
Cannonball movies, to the Cannonball movies.
And Smokey and the Bandit as well.
1972 was the year where they had celebrities like
Are you not
everybody,
here?
every episode. 1949, Gene Autry released the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer has only been around, the song that we know has only been around since 1949. Of course, the Rudolph was...
Oh, it's coming for me.
Rudolph made his first appearance in a Woolworth giveaway in 1939 in the comic book. I've actually held one of those in my hand.
Dave. Down, Daisy. Did you hear?
I didn't know.
No, sorry. We had sirens going by, and Daisy was howling with the siren.
Strawberry hard candies. Hell yeah. I mean, I know you've had some of these.
Oh, those little, like, textured ones?
Well, they're wrapped up to look like a strawberry, but they got the gooey insides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, my grandma
The
used to
liquid
have those all the
insides.
time. They're so good. Well, they start with liquid inside unless they've been sitting in grandma's candy dish for 6 months, and then they have like a like a chewy, gooey center.
Rankin and Bass special "'Tis the Night Before Christmas" aired 51 years ago, 1974, on CBS. I miss those Rankin and Bass things. 48 Hours, starring Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte, premiered in theaters 43 years ago, 1982.
Yeah, saw that one at the drive-in too.
Combos, I guess, released in 1983. You ever had some combos? I know you have. I have. I think they're still around,
Oh,
aren't
dude,
they?
yeah, I like combos. Yeah, the pepperoni pizza ones, and then the jalapeno cheddar. Oh, they're so good.
You probably had them before they, you were out of school.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Deer Hunter
As soon as they
premiered
came out,
47 years ago. That's kind of an intense movie, The Deer Hunter.
Yeah, a little bit. Got a couple of pretty serious moments in there.
Man, here's People magazine from 1975. Get Jack Nicholson there. He looks like he's about batshit crazy,
Jack, no, not Jack.
Jesus Marumba. This town needs an enema. Of course, his characters from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, dude, he's done a bunch of good crazy characters over the years.
He was in Mars Attacks. I remember that.
He had a double role. He was the president and he was the owner of one of the casinos in Vegas.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I remember when that came out 25 years ago in 2000. It was on VHS when it first came out.
I was shocked when that movie came out because I've been watching those, Super Samurai Sunday movies since I was a kid, where they're running up and down the walls and bouncing up, and it's horrible B-movie bullshit. Nobody ever considered that for an Academy Award before, but for some reason, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, they did that shit. Just did it with a high budget. And all of a sudden, oh, it's magical. It's genius. We got to give it 8 Academy Awards. Like, what the fuck? I've been watching this stuff for 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a big movie. I mean, there was a big buzz about that movie, at the.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was popular as shit.
One of Fanta's first, one of her favorite movies, Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands, opened in theaters 35 years ago in 1990. I went to go see that.
1990? Wow. Yeah, I think I watched that one on VHS, probably from Blockbuster at the time. Anybody remember Blockbuster?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
My nicotine addiction.
Star Trek The Motion Picture premiered 46 years ago in 1979. I went to go see it. I like it. I like the premise of it. I know some people have problems with it, but I thought it was a good start to their franchise all over again.
They should have started with Ravicon.
I like the V'ger though story though. I thought that was kind of innovative. You know, now you look at it now and it's a little longer. You know, but
The what story?
I'm fine with it. And one that I went to watch 2010, the year we make contact, which was, you know, a sequel to 2001 that came out in the late 60s, premiered in theaters 41 years ago, 1984, year I graduated.
Ridley Scott. Who did that one? I think it was Ridley Scott.
Do you remember who was in it? It was Roy Scheider from, he was the main guy from Jaws.
Mm-hmm. From Jaws.
Was in that, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was, I don't remember that much about it. It was, you know, it doesn't hold up to 2001, but you got a big thing to, you got big shoes to fill, you know, that one.
I like it. I like the end when the computer's threatening to cut off his life support and shit. I'm sorry. It was Hal as a computer. I was the guy that Dave.
Yeah, but that was the first one. See, 2010 couldn't
was
even
that the first one? Okay, I'm confused.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm getting confused. I'm been too long since I've seen those, Rick.
Popeye with Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall premiered 45 years ago in 1980. The whole thing was a musical.
So I went at the drive-in as well, multiple times.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, dude. All from 1980 to about 1988, 89, I was spent like half of my time at the drive-in every weekend because there was nothing else to do, and we just hung out, watched all the movies that came out all summer long.
Undiscovered Country was with the Klingons. I think back there in the back is the ambassador or whatever that gets killed, you know, in Zero G. He's got the
what the hell
on.
That?
He's got the bolted on.
What was the one with the whales called?
It wasn't Undiscovered Country.
No. Somebody help me out here. What was the one with the whales called? Star Trek. It wasn't Part 2 because that was Wrath of Khan. So you're saying if Part 4 is Search for Spock, it had to be Part 3. So what was Part 3? I have no idea. I'm not that big of a Star Trek, but I like the original series a lot. And I kind of like Next Generation. I got into that a little bit. Other than that, not a huge Star Trek guy.
In 1983, a 61-year-old potato farmer, Cliff Young, in work boots, entered Australia's most brutal ultra marathon against world-class athletes. He had no idea you were supposed to sleep during. He won by 10 hours. Young was 61 years old when he showed up at the start of Australia's Westfield Sydney to Melbourne Ultra Marathon wearing loose overalls and rubber work boots. The race was nearly 600 miles long and normally attempted only by elite endurance runners who trained for years. Cliff was a potato farmer who spent his days chasing sheep on foot across thousands of acres. He believed that was enough preparation. The other runners assumed he would collapse within hours. Cliff did not know that the competitors typically ran 18 hours and then slept 6 hours. So he simply jogged through the night with his awkward shuffle, moving slowly but never stopping. While the front runners slept, Cliff kept gliding forward mile after mile until he found himself in the lead. Crowds began gathering along the route, cheering for the quiet farmer in his mud-stained boots. After 5 days, 15 hours and 4 minutes, Cliff crossed the finish line first. He had shattered the previous course record by almost 2 days and won by 10 full hours. When he learned there was prize money, he immediately gave it away to the other runners, saying they had worked just as hard. Cliff Young became an unlikely national hero, not because he was the fastest, but because he was the only one stubborn enough to never stop moving. Cliff's unique running style became known as the Young Shuffle, and modern ultra marathoners still study it today because it conserves energy and reduces muscle fatigue.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's wild, isn't it?
Well, that's pretty neat, dude. Well, you know what? Though? It's like the old story of it's like the story of the tortoise and the hare, though, right? You know, the hare keeps getting way ahead and then fucking around, and then next thing you know, the tortoise passes him up, and he's gotta fucking get way ahead again, and he starts fucking around.
Yeah. There was a made-for-TV movie. The guy that played in MASH, one of the doctors, he was the hoity-toity rich doctor that replaced the original.
Charles.
Yeah,
Charles.
he played in it, and it was a story of the first American to try out for the late 1800s Olympics, when they brought the Olympics back the first year. And of course, the Americans blew everything out. And one reason why was they mismeasured things. They made the shot put too heavy, and they were expecting not to do very well at all, but they actually wound up overtraining, because once they gave them the shot put that was not as heavy as what they were using, of course he threw that thing, the javelin and all those events, they just blew them away because they overtrained.
And throwing it like a tennis ball, dude.
Yeah. So you just, persistence, here's this guy in rubber boots,
pretty awesome.
Yeah. Wins every time.
Yeah.
Here are some of the characters that Michael Dorn has played over the years. He's done a lot of voice work. He was in Gargoyles. He was in some of the DC. He played Calabac, which is what's his name's son? Looks like Ed and Eddie character. He's done a lot of voice work. Michael Dorn has. He's got kind of a distinctive voice. His chainmail was made out of like soda pop lid poppers, lid toppers out of aluminum. They just braided them all together. Yeah. That's low key, isn't it? It's low key stuff. The Night Before Christmas,
if it looks good
1933 came out 92 years ago today.
I could have made them a real handmade. I said it looks good on camera. That's all that really matters, and it's light, so easy to move in. But I could have handmade them a real chainmail shirt. Just saying.
That's right. You used to make chainmail. You'll like this next story, Shadowhawk. When Filipino fisherman's anchor got stuck on a rock, he decided to take it home with him as a good luck charm. He kept it under his bed for 10 years until his house burned down in a fire. He soon found out that it was actually the largest pearl ever found, valued at right around $100 million.
Holy shit. How big is this thing?
Look at that.
Okay, it's not showing me the pearl.
Yeah, that's the pearl on the scales.
No, I'm looking for like a round, pretty pearl. Holy shit. That's all pearl, the whole thing?
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's crazy.
$100 million.
You ain't putting that on no necklace.
No, not anytime soon. I guess that's more like a natural pearl, you know.
Honey, I bought you
Can
an
you
anklet.
imagine the
You're
thing
never
that
gonna leave
made
the house.
that? Can you
It
imagine
had to
that
be
thing?
huge, brother.
The thing that made
How
that?
it, how big? Yeah, how big was the oyster? It
Yeah,
had to have been
it
fucking
must have been
massive.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah, a man eater.
Yesterday was Terry Hatcher's birthday. She was on Star Trek: The Next Generation, but she's been on a lot of different things. I remember she was
She was
Lois,
on Superman.
Lois and
Superman and
Clark, right?
Lois and Clark. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she did a pretty good Lois, I thought.
Yeah, and she was super hot back when in the Lois and Clark days. She was really
Yeah.
pretty.
Was she in Charmed? I can't remember.
No,
No, that wasn't her.
no,
Okay.
nope, no, no. That was
Now I have questions about this.
Rose McGowan, the crazy nutball bitch, and then the other one that she just kind of disappeared. Uh, the other one's still been around, but she's lost her tiny little mind. She used to be really hot. Alyssa Milano. You remember Alyssa Milano?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I
Oh, yeah.
want to show you this picture. Now, if these things went extinct, how did you get the picture? Unless this is a painting, right?
I thought it was just an emu or something. Was this like an ancestor of an emu?
That is
Oh,
a
damn.
giant moa. The
Okay, I
giant,
just saw the guy there in the picture. It's like, oh shit, that's a big bird. The moa.
yeah, I don't
Okay,
know if
I've
it's
heard of
a,
those.
yeah, they're kind of sneaking up on it,
That's
wanting to
crazy. That
tear it.
dude's head is not even at the height of that bird's back, dude. That's nuts.
That's a big bird, yeah.
That is a dinosaur with feathers, is what that is.
The giant moa is a flightless bird that stood up 10 feet tall, 3 meters, and weighed up to 510 pounds.
Hmm.
It was hunted to extinction in 1445. They were the primary source of the Momoai who had arrived in New Zealand between 1250 and 1300 AD. Interestingly enough, the moa was also the primary food source of Haast eagle, considered to be the largest eagle to have ever existed, weighed up to 40 pounds, and with wing spreads that reached up to 10 feet, 3 meters. Haast eagle was specifically designed to hunt moa. However, with no large prey left and shrinking habitations, they could not survive and eventually died out. It likely disappeared within a few decades after the moa went extinct. So one
Yeah,
goes extinct
that
and
would
the
make
other goes
sense.
extinct. Yeah. Can you imagine the
When your
size of
main,
the
main
eagle?
food source disappeared. Well, they just
Can
told
you?
you the sign. It's a 10-foot
Yeah.
wingspan, a 40-pound eagle. That's probably about the size of an American condor, uh, maybe even a little bigger.
To take down
It's
a
big, big.
10-foot tall, 510-pound bird. I don't think it's going to fly off with the moa, though.
No, it would just come down, grab it by the neck, and fucking shred its head clean off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those eagles' talons are nothing to mess with, dude. Of course, I bet you that moa had some badass fucking claws on that thing too.
Only 2 days left on Ran Revenge of the Warrior Kickstarter, says Billy Tucci.
Billy.
Only 2 days left. A little over 2 days left.
The Tootster. Love Billy. Get a chance, go watch my review of She Gatecrasher, Billy's last book, right before Rand, where Rand is first introduced back into the She universe.
This is a pelican eel.
What?
The pelican eel. Look at this thing. And then of course it string. Look at that. Look at that mouth blow up.
Wow. That's crazy.
I mean, the head is larger than the body, you know.
His head is a freaking one of them automatic umbrellas. You just push the button, it goes. Whoop. I need a bigger fish.
I wonder how much, you know, how much one could hear, you know. What it could eat. Probably being an eel, I don't know what eels, deep sea eels, you know.
I imagine other fish, shrimp and things, squid.
Yeah.
You like squid?
David Brink says, when I started my humble little YouTube channel years ago, I couldn't imagine that anyone would ever want to be interested in watching a camera shy, stuttering nerd with a silly Dutch accent talk about his unknown comics. Even reaching 25 subscribers seemed infeasible, but I've forced myself to keep going and stick to a weekly frequency of uploads or streams as I tried out a few short formats to find one that suited me best. I learned that interviewing other creators who are far more interesting than I am was the way to go. It might not seem much to some, but 737 subscribers far exceeds what I had ever thought possible. I am grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you. That's cool, huh? And if you would like to subscribe to Genuine Dave, I'll drop the link in the chat. He does some great interviews. Oh, I lost my co-host. Bound to happen or time or two. Of course, go check out Edwin's anthology over on Fund My Comic. We had Edwin on yesterday. Fun little compilation of everything he's done to date.
Back in today.
Back at today or tomorrow, you know, but back at now, back at often. You know, I don't know.
Or back at
I will
3
be on
times
top.
the day after tomorrow.
3 times a day, and I told you. Yeah. There's an old bit. That's an old Eddie Murphy bit right there. Buckwheat sings the classics. Remember him on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Give me once, twice, 3 times a day, and I told you.
I forgot about that.
We kind of glossed over it, I'm sorry to say, on December 6th. Remember on December 7th, a day that will live in infamy. But here are some of the veterans from World War II, actors that served in World War II. Of course, James Doohan, who played Scotty, got his finger blown off. He was hit 6 times on trying to storm the beach in Normandy on D-Day.
Oh, damn.
He was shot 6 times. Lost a finger.
That sucks. But he lived.
Can't remember this actor's name, sad to say, but he was in World War II, veteran.
Yeah,
and Henry Fonda, he was a veteran of World War II.
Okay.
And Obi-Wan Kenobi. Who knew Obi-Wan Kenobi fought in World War II?
Very nice.
He was also in what was it? The Bridge to Kilimanjaro, or what was it? It was a science 60 war movie. James Doohan, though, he was shot
Bridge
6
over the
times.
Bridge over the River Kwai. Is that the one you?
There it is. There it is. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. James Doohan, he was shot 6 times, one of which eventually led to the loss of his finger. During the D-Day landing, Doohan and his unit landed on Juno Beach on D-Day, facing initial resistance from German forces. He led his men through a minefield and into a defensive position. Later that evening, Doohan was shot 6 times by a nervous Canadian sentry who mistook him for the enemy. One bullet was stopped by a cigarette case, and his right middle finger had to be amputated.
So the one that would have killed him got stopped by the cigarette case, and the last one took his finger up. Damn.
And it was friendly fire, apparently.
I know, damn Canadians.
Wow. Isn't that a mind trip? Wow.
That's why the Canadians need to get on board with having guns, man. You guys need to know how to have them, how to use them, so you're not shooting the friendlies. I've never once shot a
You know, if you ever want to know, just look at Private Ryan, the movie, just for the scale of D-Day,
That's crazy.
It is crazy, when you think about how many people landed and some more successful than others. And
dude, just a fucking massive amount of carnage that was unleashed in a couple of hours. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And, all the crap that you hear on the news and everything that people doing and stuff recently the older British people, that served the soldiers said that this isn't the England we fought for. It's the same way over here in America. I mean, we take so much for granted, the sacrifices of so many. Everybody should probably, before they graduate high school, take a trip up to Arlington Cemetery,
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Or even to your local, there's veterans memorials all over the country in every little small town and city in America. Take a trip to one of your veterans memorials. Look at all the people just from your area that got killed.
Absolutely. We take. Once if you don't know history, you're bound to repeat it. And I think we're getting dangerously close to repeating some history we don't want to go through again.
Well, and far too many Americans take their freedom for granted.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can't imagine the scale of D-Day, hardly even from photos. What a big operation that was. The likes of which I don't think we'll ever see. In our lifetimes again.
No, well, warfare has evolved beyond that. Now we'll never have that many boots on the ground again. I don't think. Not unless something goes horribly wrong.
Here's a picture of a man, the Conrad Veidt in A Man Who Laughs. From 1928. Yeah, he was in Casablanca as well.
Mm-hmm.
Was a big movie for him, and I believe in 1940. I don't think I've seen it, but it's Nazi Hunter or Nazi Spy. I think was a big movie that he was in. He was a German actor that escaped, Germany and continued to act. He was in Casablanca. with
Right.
Claude Rains and others, Humphrey Bogart. Uh, yeah, this character here inspired um, the Joker. You can see that he couldn't hardly act with those teeth. The premise of that was gypsies would take young children for some reason, captive young children, and put a permanent grin on their face, cut them when they were young. I don't. It's kind of weird, kind of a weird story. Also born today, and I remember him in Rosemary Baby. He was in The Dirty Dozen and The Killers. That was a movie with Ronald Reagan and what's her name that played policewoman?
Oh, Angie
Angie
Dickinson.
Dickerson. Yeah, he directed 10 films. Also, John Cassavetes. So today would be his birthday as well, born in 1929. There's a picture of him, but I remember him in Rosemary's Baby for sure. But he was in A Dirty Dozen and in The Killers, and I remember Angie Dickerson, and I don't think I've seen that. And also, who shot Liberty Valance? He was Liberty Valance in that.
Oh,
Really? Are they going to make Wonder Man black? Really? Huh.
I think so. Yeah.
Marvel Television is not promoting Wonder Man at all. This is the second time when the Marvel original series is not getting promoted on public or social media. The first one is Ironheart. Yeah, well, I mean, take a hint. It deviates too much. We don't want to see Ironheart. We want to see Tony Stark.
Right, and they're doing this on purpose so that when nobody watches it, they'll go, "Oh, well, it just wasn't advertised properly, and people just don't want to see
Yeah.
female characters and blah blah blah."
Or it's racist. You don't want to watch a black Wonder
Well, that
Man.
too.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's right.
they
It's more racism.
man, everybody excited about that Marvel stuff. They lost me a long time ago.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give it a watch when it goes on streaming or whatever. I'm not gonna go pay theater prices to go see any of this shit anymore. I just don't see it.
I heard that. Lobo is not one of my favorite characters, but here's an artistic rendition of Jason Momoa as Lobo. He'd probably make a pretty good looking Lobo.
I think isn't he supposed to be Lobo in the new DC stuff?
Probably. I
I
can't
think
keep up with it.
That's what I've heard anyway. I don't know if it's confirmed or not.
I'd like to see Aquaman versus Lobo. Make
Hail
it happen.
Governor.
He could play a double row. He could fight himself. Imagine the credit score points you get for Black Wonder Woman. Evening, Tree Goblin. Yeah, just imagine.
Yeah, the DEI points you get, right?
Apparently, Canoe 77 closing tomorrow. 24-hour CG Kings cover is back. Here is another complete page. So Canoe going to be closing out tomorrow. There's a page from Graham Mullins, Canoe 77.
I'm probably going to have to catch up on the next one. I don't think I got to back it this time. I might have. I can't remember for sure.
So what is the King's sketch cover? It's just a sketch uninked.
No, the Kings are doing a crossover book. With
Okay.
like I think eight or nine of the Kings are gonna have their characters in the book.
Right.
The sketch cover that you're seeing is just like the initial designs and stuff that Ethan's been fucking around with.
Well, I knew that he had
But
been
apparently,
drawing there into the.
Mike Barron has already written the story. And then we've got, I think, like 8 guys that are going to do 2 or 3 pages each, something like that. I don't know. They got a bunch of the Kings that are contributing. So I don't know. And then that's up in the air a little bit too because Von Klaus just quit CG because of his fighting with Liam, and Liam got kicked out of Kings, and Von got kicked out of Kings by Ethan because of all the shit that's been going on lately. And they're both supposed to have pages in that book, so it may have to be slightly adjusted. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember him drawing Pigman and some of the others, and they kind of photoshopped Cecil in there in the front there on one version.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's
Omer
been
Glitz
playing
says, "Hello,
around with,
all." He's been dealing with
playing with
car
different
issues.
versions of the cover.
Sorry to hear that, Omer.
Still pull mine.
He says he's been dealing with car issues, needs to replace the battery in his car.
Oh, bummer, man. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, you've had to deal with some car issues of late yourself.
Yeah.
Broderick Crawford's birthday today. Over 140 rows, including all the King's Men, New York Confidential, all kinds of stuff. I remember him born this day in 1911. There's a picture of him right there.
Oh, man.
Used to be
Oh, yeah.
tough guy type guys, like gangsters, and things, among
Yeah.
other things.
Or like police chiefs or something. He was always.
Back then, I mean, you had some great character actors. They outshone the stars sometimes. You don't have that anymore. You don't have anybody that can really act.
No,
It's
you got Gary
tell you the
Oldman.
truth.
Right.
Oh, Gary Oldman? Yeah.
Gary Oldman is amazing as a character actor, dude. He can disappear into a role, you won't even know it's him until you see the credits.
Well, he studied film. I watched a documentary recently, his top 10 films that he recommends, and I watched that and was impressed about his knowledge of film. That's how he kind of studied to disappear into those roles. You got to be
and
kidding
Homer
me.
says CBS already told him he could do his pages. Von Klaus is still up in the air. Okay. Later, Homer. Homer's even up more on it than I am. Right? And you tell Ryan James for me, he broke my heart playing with my emotions like that yesterday.
So really going to have Leland draw it? I mean, is his artistry any good?
Yeah, Liam's not bad.
The orange koala Leland?
Yeah. Liam can draw.
Okay.
I mean, he's not Dan Lawler, but he can draw.
My thing is, and you know this firsthand, he hasn't delivered all his stuff. That's one big problem I got with him.
Well, I'm right there with you, Rex, but
Yeah.
it's not up to me. If Ethan decides he's going to let him hang around, then Ethan decides he's going to let him hang around. That's just,
Yeah. It's only 2 pages, Elmer says.
yeah. It's only 2 pages. It's a couple of his Dino King characters, or maybe just one of them, going to be slipped in there, woven into the story.
Sigourney
Vaughn
Weaver.
is, I don't know what's up with Vaughn. I like Vaughn quite a bit. I've supported him big time. I like all of his projects. But, like, he did, like, an about face on CG, like, super fast, man. And got all pissed off at Ethan. And what called
What,
Ethan a liar to his face.
what
So,
character of his was going to be involved?
I don't know. Somebody from Monster MD, the Black Terror, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, public
Nobody knows.
domain. I mean, Black Terror is public domain. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's one of Vaughn's characters that he's been doing.
Yeah.
Mike Barron wrote the story, and nobody but the Kings know what the story is and which characters from which people are involved. There's few people that have more than one property, and not all of their characters from every property are going to be in that one book. So it's up to Mike who he chose.
I'm just hearing about Monster kind of turning against, CG. I didn't know that was going on with him.
I'm hoping he's going to get over it. Ethan kicked him out of the CG King room because he wouldn't leave Liam alone. And at the time, with everything that was going on, and Liam's, whole situation lately, Ethan just said, fuck it, I'm going to sweep the room out. People that aren't, participating are going to go. People that are causing trouble are going to go. Doesn't mean you're gone forever. Just means, come back when you get your shit together. And out of 6 or 7 people that even eliminated out of the room, Vaughn was the only one that went, fuck CG, you're fucking done with this shit, and blah, 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 and fucking had the usual reaction. So I'm very disappointed in Vaughn because of that. I hope he pulls his head out of his ass, because I like Vaughn's stuff. I'm a big supporter. But if he's going to say fuck CG, then I'm not going to be able to support him anymore. So that's his call, not mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why such people have those problems, but they do.
And I've never had that much beef with anybody where we couldn't just work it out. Well, except for maybe me and Piper, but she chose that. I very much tried to apologize for anything I might have done, and then she tried to tell lies about me. Well,
now who's telling lies about you?
I don't want to break it up again, dude.
Oh, okay.
So way back when you think about it, you know who it is. It's a girl that used to be in our local circle here. She was involved in all kinds.
Oh, okay.
And I supported her book. I supported her friends. I asked her one fucking question, and she decided to blow up on me.
I know who you're talking about.
And then she decided then she decided she was going to start telling lies about me and saying I was going around saying I wish she died of cancer and shit. So, fuck that. Anybody that knows me knows fucking better than that. If you knew my fucking history, you wouldn't fucking bring up cancer to me at all. Unless you want to have a really serious problem with me. But, whatever. I'm the asshole.
They pay in the pocketbook ultimately, right?
Well, they ain't getting no more support from me, that's for sure.
Well, and that, you do that enough times and you're going to,
I don't even know. I'm sorry, guys. I only know what I've heard. I don't fucking go searching on Twitter to see what everybody's actually saying and all that stuff. I heard Vaughn had A very bad reaction, and I've seen it happen many times. I mean, come on, guys. We just watched Richard Embry last year. We watched, how many people have we seen go? Uh, I was hoping Brown wasn't going to be one of those guys, so maybe he won't. That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, let cooler heads prevail. You know, hopefully they will over time. Uh,
But in the
it's
meantime, I
never.
listened to the stream where he fucking told Ethan straight to his face that, he basically called him a liar because of things he was trying to discuss about Liam. So, just because I forgive him don't mean that Ethan's going to. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we're gonna get out of here a little bit early today.
Cool.
Just
That
simply
works for me.
because we can. I will be on topic list tonight, drawing, and doing what I do on Tuesday nights, I guess.
Hail all and good night. We love you.
We do love you, and thanks for showing up. And go over to topic list. I believe Luke's got it this week. I can't remember. They switch off Jason, Luke. But it'll be a lot of fun. I've been doing writing today. Got a new character I want to draw. Pretty neat concept called The Great Silence. And I've got some other stuff to work on. Came up with a Devil Flyer cover design. I may just do that cover myself, to get a leg up on my next Devil Flyer project for Devil Flyer Zero. Anyway, enjoyed it. Hope you did too. We'll see you again tomorrow on the 4 o'clock shadow. Bow for now.